And Michael seems to want a scandal between Chase and Willow, which I'm 100% here for. I hope that Michael helps make this scandal happen. I hope that Chase cheats on Saint Brooklyn, who is boring as hell, because I will not feel one bit sorry for Brooklyn. Good morning, everybody. I'm here to give my quick review of yesterday's episode of General Hospital. It was a more happening episode, thankfully, although we did still have to deal with some of the story that I do not care about at this point. But let me go through my notes and tell you my thoughts on yesterday's episode. And you can let me know in the comments if you agree or not, or just your thoughts about some of these storylines. First of all, Isaiah and Liz were together at the hospital. We once again had Isaiah tell another character that his car got scratched up in the parking garage. But then Willow came to talk to Liz, interrupting them. And Willow and Liz ended up talking about Drew because Nina never told Willow that Liz kind of caught on to Drew's blinking. So Liz brought up the good news to Willow about Drew blinking SOS, wondering what he needs help with. And Willow tried to play it off, saying that Drew does that blinking a lot, and it's his way of expressing his anger and frustration about being locked in. I do feel as though, luckily, Liz still was pretty sure that Drew was trying to communicate with his blinking, even though Willow was trying to persuade Liz from thinking that. We'll talk about Willow again later in the episode. I did not watch any of the Alexis and Brooklyn scenes. I'm just going to tell you right now, that was my fast forward material for yesterday's episode. The character of Brooklyn in general, she does nothing for me. And it's a big part of why I don't care about this whole crash storyline, because I feel like they just wrote it in a way to protect Brooklyn from actually being in trouble for anything, whatever. It's Saint Brooklyn. Didn't really care for Curtis and Laura's scenes either, even though I watched a little bit more of them. I feel like at least Laura was trying to think logically about the situation when Curtis is going on and on, being his insufferable self, talking about how he wants to find the other driver and how he thinks it's Portia's boyfriend Isaiah. Curtis wants to know that if it was Isaiah, why would he keep going? Laura said that maybe the other driver didn't know there was an accident, which I still think is another stupid part of the storyline. If you're right there swerving away, you're going to hear the accident. You're going to hear the accident. That's all there is to it. How bad of an accident that Curtis and Jordan were in, you're going to hear that accident if you were in another car. So that's just another stupid part of the storyline. That if the other driver kept on going because they didn't hear the accident, I don't buy it. But anyway, I liked that Laura called out Curtis, asking if he just wants it to be Isaiah because he feels some kind of way about Isaiah and Portia's relationship. I think Laura was really trying to get to the heart of the matter there. Meanwhile, Joss visited Lucas at the hospital and she was asking Lucas about Colum again, and he was wondering why she is just so interested in Colum, was in his room, and then now asking about him again. She was basically saying it's because of Carly and how Carly's doing with the whole Jason situation, and Jason being involved with being the one that shot Colum. But they ended up yapping more and more, and Lucas yapped a little too much, letting Josh know that Carly might be up to something now. And Lucas blurted out that Carly is cheating on Brennan. So Joss, of course, was upset to learn that, had flashbacks of Valentine being with Carly and all of that. Kind of put two and two together, I think, stormed off, and we'll get to Joss again here in a second. Cassius visited Lulu, and he was very panicked yesterday as Not So Nathan. Panicked because Rocco might get himself in trouble. Lulu is upset because this is her finding out from Not So Nathan that Rocco told Britt that he's the one that shot Colum, was on the pier that night. And of course, in these scenes, they have Lulu upset with Britt in the whole situation, while Not So Nathan is trying to get through to Lulu that Rocco has too loose of lips, which he does, I will say. But then Cassius went totally overboard in the way he was talking to Lulu about Lulu's kid. Like, if my new partner was going this hard about what I should do with my kid, it would be over probably right then and there. I get that Not So Nathan is trying to look out for Rocco, and I don't know if this is them trying to actually give the Cassius character more layers and not just make him a total villain that is just impersonating his twin brother, but that he is a layered character who maybe actually does have feelings for Lulu and does care about Rocco. But the way he went about this, trying to push Lulu to send Rocco away, was pretty ridiculous, I thought. Of course, Lulu doesn't want to do that. And Nathan just got, well, Not So Nathan, just got more and more upset about it, pushing Lulu to do it. Lulu can't believe the way he was talking, making it out like Rocco is some burden. Lulu yelled back at Not So Nathan by the end, saying she won't abandon her son, obviously. Isaiah ended up interrupting them, though, with medication for Rocco's cut hand. Jack Brennan chatted with Charlotte and Jacinda at the beginning of the episode, even though he was really coming to see Nina. Charlotte giving Brennan some grief because Charlotte knows that Brennan has been trying to get information out of Nina to find Charlotte's dad. Brennan and Nina's discussion was basically he wants a ceasefire. This comes after what I still think is weak blackmail from Willow, that somehow as a new congresswoman she's going to be able to get power to cut funding to the WSB. But Brennan told Nina he's not going to pressure her anymore and that the footage will never see the light of day. Nina wanted to know what the catch was. He said there was no catch. And so, of course, Nina's happy with this deal, although she is remembering Valentine wanting to give Brennan information that he wants her to give Brennan the information that Valentine wants Nina to give Brennan the information that he wants Brennan to have. I still don't really know what Valentine's plan is there. And when he discussed it with Carly a few episodes ago, it didn't sound like the best plan. I did like that Charlotte was not accepting Nina's apology for letting her down. Charlotte saying that she never expected anything from Nina anyway. And then when Charlotte was ranting to Jacinda later about how she can't trust Nina and thought Nina actually loved her, I thought they did a good job of expressing all of Charlotte's emotions in this episode where the Nina situation is concerned. And then Willow came over to express herself as well to Nina, that Nina didn't tell her that Liz was kind of onto Drew's blinking. So that's, I guess, the new thing for Willow and Nina to fret over. Last thing to touch upon is Valentine and Carly. Still a couple that continues to grow on me. I liked that Valentine wanted to cook for Carly again while she just wants takeout. But then when they almost end up kissing again, Michael came home. They heard him. Luckily, Valentine got out of the room on time before Michael could see him. Michael was ranting to Carly about Chase and how Chase just sees Willow for who she used to be and not who she is now. And Michael seems to want a scandal between Chase and Willow, which I'm 100% here for. I hope that Michael helps make this scandal happen. I hope that Chase cheats on Saint Brooklyn, who is boring as hell, because I will not feel one bit sorry for Brooklyn. Sorry, she is not good TV. So let's spice up Chase at least, since Brooklyn is never going to be spiced up. Carly asked Michael if he really wants to do that to his cousin Brooklyn, because that could really destroy Brooklyn and Chase's marriage and destroy Brooklyn. But he sees this as another way to get to Willow. So I do hope Michael goes through with it. And then later, Carly and Valentine discussed if Valentine actually plans to kill Jack, and Valentine teased that Carly doesn't want it because she still loves Jack. Carly was trying to say that's not the reason. And Valentine obviously continues to be jealous of Carly and Brennan. which honestly kind of entertains me, I can't lie. But the big cliffhanger was when Jack came home, Joss was there, and Joss was going on about how Brennan really is only concerned that Joss keep a low profile on the WSB because if her mother finds out, she will leave him. And Joss told Jack that it's too late. He already lost Carly. I don't know if Joss is really going to tell Brennan that Carly's having an affair, tell Brennan about Valentine, which would be a huge deal. I can't see Joss doing that after she was just having a conversation with Valentine the other day about how they have to work together now. But it was a good cliffhanger, something I do like about GH. They do try to do cliffhangers at least. And overall, it was a more solid episode yesterday, other than the stupid car crash storyline that I think is such weak writing in general.